Coming up on this episode of 2.5 Geeks, we have the Google Chrome OS notebook, a new GeForce, a phenomenal Phenom, and some ViewSonic tablets. And we'll also talk a little bit about an awesome contest.
The bar has been set wicked fast.
It rocked in the benchmarks. We're going to up the ante a little bit.
Processing power, I kind of understand this. Welcome to 2.5 Geeks. I'm Iyaz Akhtar alongside Marco Chiappetta and Dave Altavilla. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
And again, nobody cares about us. Everyone cares about the technology, though. Let's talk about the Google Chrome OS. I mean, Google talked about this like last year. There was going to be a big announcement, and there was by Google. And their big announcement was nothing's ready. But they did ship out a pilot program style laptop, the CR48. Dave, what do you know about this thing?
Yeah, it's a 12.1-inch display-based machine, resolution of 1280 by 800. So, you know, a small, thin and light notebook. Pretty slick-looking hardware, sort of a flat, matte, black finish on this puppy. You know, so very minimalistic in its design, but, you know, the hardware itself, the keyboard, you know, fairly clean, you know, nice layout and looking like a fairly polished notebook. They only seeded, you know, what was it, like 60,000 of these things that to folks that signed up for a preview. So there's no plans for shipping anytime this year or early, even early 2011. It's looking like middle 2011 that this thing will hit the market. But, you know, I guess what's interesting about it is, you know, obviously Chrome OS, from what we've seen, the functionality of the device, you're really looking at, again, a very, you know, stripped down incarnation of the OS right now, where you get, you know, a few little utilities and widgets and things like that go with it. But it basically looks like a, you know, a web browser for all intents and purposes. Very, very web-based sort of environment. But you get integrated Gobi 3G for Verizon for wireless WAN access and 802.11n Wi-Fi. Actually, I'm not sure if this is going to be a model they carry into, you know, future retail plans, but 100 megabyte of free Verizon data per month for 2 years. So if they keep that up, they could have something here. Free is good.
Now, do you think, I mean, they're missing this big opportunity because this operating system won't be shipping on any laptops until next year? I mean, do you think the Google brand would have sold a lot during the holiday season if they had it ready?
Absolutely. I mean, there's one of the things that, you know, Google has going for them infinitely well is brand name recognition. I mean, you know, it's a household world. Oh, Google it. Well, guess what? If you say, you know, if you put a big marketing blitz on in the stores right now and you said, hey, the Google laptop is available at Best Buy, people would flock to it just because it has Google stamped on the thing. And so there's a big opportunity they're missing for the holiday season. It's kind of interesting that, you know, if they're this close and they wanted to tease, you know, that they can't make the Christmas rush, but not quite ready yet. We're talking another, maybe as many as 6 months.
Let's move to graphics cards. Marco, I know you guys got to test out the Nvidia GeForce GTX 570. Now, what makes this interesting? I mean, I know I've already read this thing, and I know what makes it interesting. Can you tell the audience?
So what makes the card interesting is its value proposition. The GTX 480 launched a little bit late. It hit the scene at about $500. And Nvidia quickly got a new GPU ready, the GF110, that debuted in the 580 and now was quickly kind of pared down for the 570, which launched. And the great thing about it is it offers all of the performance of the 480 for $349, and the card's quieter and it runs cooler. It's basically, you know, a win across the board for Nvidia, and it's more affordable than a card that was, you know, $500 just a few weeks ago.
Now, why on earth would Nvidia pretty much cannibalize its own sales by introducing this thing? Any idea?
Well, the chip that was at the heart of the 480, the GF100 chip, it was late to market. It ran really hot. It wasn't fully enabled right out of the gate, so there were obvious issues with that particular GPU design. So Nvidia sort of redesigned the chip. They used a different transistor mix. They beefed up a few parts of the chip and quickly got the GF110 to market. And the GF110 is what's on the GTX 570. So it's a easier chip for them to manufacture. So they're going to quickly kind of wind down the 400 series and push forward with the GF110.
Shall we talk about tablets? Dave, I know you actually have in your possession ViewSonic tablets. There's, I think, a 7 and a 10-inch thing. What do you know?
I know lots right now, and this is, folks that are tuning in to the Hot Hardware webcast are going to get or the 2.5 Geeks, I should say, are going to get a nice little preview. We've got a couple of tablets here, and I'm trying to get this one to wake back up for me. It's the ViewSonic GTab, GTab as they call it. For whatever reason, their press release, they called it the ViewPad 10, and that's not correct because this thing we picked up retail down at Sears, and you can see clearly it says GTab.
That's pretty big.
Anyways, yeah, 10-inch tablet running Android 2.2 Froyo, and impressive. The only thing I'm not digging yet, I mean, it's actually nice and thin. It has that widescreen aspect ratio on the display. Really nice capacitive touch display. $400. It was actually $379 at Sears, believe it or not. And the only thing I'm not digging about it is ViewSonic has this little GUI they put on top of Android, and so far I much prefer the Android interface, standard stock Froyo. But that's interesting. It's a 10-inch tablet to compete with the iPad. Finally, something real in the market here. And then the ViewPad, as they like to call it, is right here. It's a 7-inch tablet, and this also has Froyo going on it, and stock Froyo interface with a couple of little tweaks that ViewSonic did to it, but nothing crazy. And so far, so good. I like both of them. Interestingly enough, the 7-inch is retailing for $459. I don't get that. What do you think? Is there something going on here?
I mean, I don't know why is it only it's $40 difference on the prices here, $4.99 and $4. I don't understand that at all. Does it have any more capacity or anything?
No, both of them come with little Spartan. Both of them come with 512 meg of system RAM and 512 meg of NAND flash ROM. Okay, they do have SD card slots, and the 7 has actually a SIM card slot as well. So you can drop in a 16 or 32 gig SD card slot. Actually, I take that back. I'm incorrect. The G tablet has 16 gig on board. So the less expensive 10-inch tablet with 16 gig, currently retailing right now at Sears for $379, and the 7-inch tablet with 512 meg retailing for $459 or something. I don't get it. I think it's a channel thing. I think something's screwy there.
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but you're going to have a full review of those things up pretty soon, right?
Yeah, we're working on that. We're working on some video. Lucky you, Iyaz, you'll have some production to do.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, at home, I actually take care of a lot of the video editing over at HotHardware.com.
Makes us look as good as we can.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, no, these are actually, the thing that for me that does it is we've actually got a couple of nice viable, tablets here with Android on them. The Android marketplace is looking better and better every day. I'm running benchmarks on these things now. There's all kinds of little benchmarks in the Android marketplace now, and feels like we get some competition coming up in the tablet space. Kind of nice.
I've actually been at an office recently, and I've been actually hearing this buzz around the AMD Phenom 2. I'm not even kidding about this. I've been hearing about this all week. The AMD Phenom 2 X6 1100T Black Edition CPU. Now, you guys did a review. Marco, what did you find out?
So if you're if you're the kind of guy that likes to root for the underdog, this is an awesome processor. It's AMD's fastest desktop CPU yet. Base clock 3.3 gigahertz, turbos up to 3.7. 6-core processor, so awesome for multi-threading. And the big news with AMD's high-end chips is that they're just so cheap right now. Talking $265 for AMD's fastest desktop processor. Now the caveat is they can't compete with Intel in terms of raw performance, at the high end. Intel's high-end 6-cores just crush everything that's out there. But for the kind of horsepower you can get for a couple of $100, it's just an awesome chip. If you're a fan of AMD and you have an AM3 motherboard and you're looking for an upgrade, this chip would pop right in and work great. It's really nice for the money.
What's the closest Intel product that it's competing with? I mean, it's obviously not going to be be up against an i7 or something, right?
Well, the i7 6-core chips, the 970 and 980X, are way faster, significantly faster. You can actually see in the article. We have 970 benchmarks alongside it, and it's no comparison. The 6-core Intel chips are just faster. Now, the quad-core Intel, the mid-range i7s on down, it's pretty competitive. The Phenom 2 will actually beat the quad-core Intels in many cases, just not all, because the Intel quad-cores can process 2 threads. So in some instances, it acts like a pseudo 8-core. But you know, for the money, it's just it's a nice chip. That's all you can really say about it.
Well, that sounds pretty good and pretty cheap. You know what's it's even cheaper than that is if you got a computer for free. You know, I know the site, I think it's called HotHardware.com, and they just give away stuff left and right. And I know there's a big holiday giveaway. Dave, can you tell the audience about what exactly is being given away?
Yeah, the good folks at Digital Storm are hooking up a lucky winner. And we have a few quick steps you need to walk through at the contest page. If you check it out, fan some Facebook pages for Digital Storm and for Hot Hardware, and then send in a little email. But yeah, we're giving away a custom rig built on a Core i7 950 processor, an Asus X58 motherboard, 6 gig of RAM, 750 watt power supply, a 1 terabyte Hitachi drive, DVD CRW drive, or CD RW drive, excuse me, and a Radeon 6870, one of the latest graphics cards from the AMD ATI camp on the market. So, bad ass, as they say, gaming rig. Can I say that?
I don't know.
I think I just did.
Just did. I mean, you're the editor. I guess it's up to you. EIC. Do we use that kind of language? What do you think, managing editor? Can we say ass on this show?
We can say it today. Today we could say it.
Okay, just check.
I think it's anatomically needed at this point, so we did.
Is there anything we'd like to plug before we go?
There's too many jokes right there, but just go ahead.
Any reader questions?
Stay away from that now. Let's see. Plug the voting system at Hot Hardware. Stop by and when you're in one of our feature articles, take a look at the top part of the page up by the author section and hit that vote button if you like what you see, if there's a product that you're passionate about, because we're compiling a list of top products as voted by you, the reader. So check that out and stick with us. More contests coming, guaranteed.
And don't forget, Hot Hardware's all over the web. You can go to dig.com/hothardware, facebook.com/hothardware, twitter.com/hothardware, or youtube.com/hothardwarevids. I don't know why we don't have /hothardware. Hey, you should give us that domain. Make it happen.
Yeah.
And that wraps up this episode of 2.5 Geeks. And we'll see everybody next week.